Today I'll be showing you one of my favourite Persian dishes, Kal Kabab. Now this is an amazing appetizer from the north of Iran, which is surprisingly not that well known outside of the region. The name can be a bit confusing. It's not actually a kebab and it doesn't contain any meat. Instead, it's a delicious dip that's made of some of the most iconic ingredients of the region. So we're talking smoked aubergine, pomegranate molasses, and walnuts. It's really simple to make, so before we get started, I'm going to show you the ingredients that you need. So for the Kal Kabab, you're going to need 3 large aubergine, 1 cup and a half of walnut pieces, 3 cloves of garlic, fresh pomegranate seeds, some fresh parsley and mint, pomegranate molasses, and a large pinch of salt. So the idea is that we want to properly char and burn the skin of the aubergine so that the flesh inside is soft and has a really delicious smoky taste. To do this, you really do need to apply a lot of heat. So I'm fortunate enough that I have a grill on top of my oven, so I'm going to grill the aubergine directly. What you can do instead is use a barbecue, or if you have a gas stove, just place the aubergine directly on top of the flame. So it's been around 5 minutes and the skin's already charring quite nicely, so I'm just going to keep turning them every now and again until the entire outside of the aubergine is burnt. Now you can see that the aubergine is fully charred and actually falling apart a little bit. This is how you want it to be. So I'm going to take it off the heat and let it come to room temperature. So once the aubergine are cool enough to touch, I'm going to remove the skin and also discard of any large seeds that they might have. We can now start preparing the other ingredients for the dip. So we need to grind the walnuts. And like I said at the beginning, you need about 1.5 cups of walnuts. And I'm just going to blend them in a small blender, or you could use a food processor. And I'm going to add the garlic cloves in with them also, just to make my life easier. It's going to be a bit noisy. Alright, so the walnuts are really finely ground, so I'm just going to pour this into a mixing bowl, which we will soon add the aubergine to. So here's the walnut mixture. It's very finely ground, it's almost a paste. Now I'm going to add the aubergine. You'll see that when the walnuts mix with the aubergine, they start to become very creamy, similar to how you would have tahini in a muttabal. So when it comes to adding the pomegranate molasses to this dip, it does really depend on your personal preference and also on how sweet the pomegranate molasses you have is. As a guide, I would recommend to put in around 4 to 6 tablespoons, but definitely taste it as you go and just make it to the level that you like. So just like with June, I definitely prefer mine on the sweeter side. Now for a large pinch of salt. I'm gonna add fresh mint because it cuts quite nicely through the garlic and the smokiness of the aubergine. And a touch of parsley. Now that everything is mixed, I'm gonna leave this in the fridge for at least an hour for all the flavors to fully combine. And then I'm going to decorate this and eat it alongside some flatbread. I've taken the Kal Kabab out of the fridge and now it's time to plate it. So it may not be one of the most beautiful dips, but I am going to embellish it a little bit with some fresh pomegranate. Now I'm going to add some more fresh herbs
for a pop of green, parsley and mint again. And a final sprinkle of walnuts and a drizzle of pomegranate molasses.